Hello, beautiful people. Hey, look, before I start this session, I have a big announcement to make. And, the documentary that's been in the works for a long time about my son Eric's life, it's almost finished. But in order to get to that finish line, the director producer Paula Marino needs some help. So she needs funds to cover all the professional fees that will be involved to bring the story to the screen, like a professional story editor, a music composer, a sound mixer, an illustrator, animator, etc., etc. Now, Paula created a crowdfunding page where you can donate whatever you feel comfortable donating. You can also donate by purchasing a 30-minute session with one of our mediums, or by purchasing an item from the Erik merchandise store, like the one I'm wearing. Saving the world one prank at a time. It's an embroidered image, so it's really nice. So anyway, go visit channelingericdoc.com and take a look at it. This project is very near and dear to my heart. And one of my greatest wishes is to get the story out to more people so we can help more people. And I want you to go and see the trailer that's on the channelingericdoc.com. It's so moving. It's so powerful. It was my first reaction. It was a gut punch. Um, but it says it all. So look at the trailer and let me know what you think. Thank you guys. Hey, back with Mother Earth, sorry. Lady Earth, whatever you want to call her. We are having such a great time with Denise Ramon and with my son Erik in the afterlife, talking to the creator of all, Mother Earth, the creator of all that we see. And if you guys want to check out Denise, and you will after you watch this, check out in the description box below. And of course, it will be on the screen as well. Thank you, Mother Earth, for joining us for part 2. I really appreciate it.
Oh, she says, thank you.
I think it's going to be a 5-part series, to be honest with you. All right. We'll go on with the questions from the community. And at the end, which will be probably part 5, we're going to have a lot of questions from Liz C., who's wonderful. Mother Earth, are there aquatic aliens helping to keep the oceans clean?
She says, you have such a smart audience.
I know, I love them all so much.
She's just real impressed with these non-surface questions. She said, of course there is.
Yeah.
Of course there
Cool.
is.
All right, this person wants to know, and this is probably for a lot of people, why can't I keep my plants alive? Something I need to do, maybe rearrange my thinking. I tended to overwater my plants, and they all got root rot. I said, overlove. More is better. More fertilizer, more everything. But
I
what is it
know.
that most people do that's a mistake that makes their plants die?
She says, one is the sunlight. Where do they need to be to thrive the most?
Yeah, I've fried some also.
And she says that she says we have technology today has it to where they tell us when to water the plants. She also says it's about also too a big portion is the containers that they're in. She said
Oh,
we should never put anything in plastic. She says that plastic is
terracotta.
so
Terracotta.
terracotta's good. She says anything other than plastic. She says because plastic has so many chemicals in it
Mm.
that the plants have to do a lot of strengthening. I feel like she means with the roots and everything in order to
Yeah.
get a good ground in
Mm.
there. It's like they're fighting off a lot of stuff in there with the plastic stuff. Um, so she says that, and then she says for quite a few people who love plants but kill them all the time, they know they're going to kill the plant before they bring it in the
Oh,
house because this is their thought.
yeah.
I hope I don't kill the plant. I hope I don't kill
I
the
know thought
plant.
creates reality.
And she says, the plants will talk to you and let you know. She says, this is a good way for people to learn how to connect. She says, even as with the plant, listen to them. And it
But
requires stillness.
does it help also for you to talk or even sing to your plants?
Of course it does.
Because
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
carbon dioxide too. They need carbon dioxide.
And they would, yes, and the singing and the talking. She goes, it helps. And I remember a couple of years ago, I had a Meyer lemon tree in my backyard, and the lemons weren't quite ready yet, but we were having a freeze. So I went
Oh,
out there to pick them, and I heard, because there are only 5 on there, and I went out there when I was picking them. I heard, "Oh, thank you so much for picking us. We are so glad that to be
oh,
able to give this to you." And I was
Jillian,
saying, "Well, I wanted to pick you before the freeze came," and they said, "And we're so glad that you're doing this." And they were saying, "Enjoy the lemons." And of course, Meyer lemons to me are the best, but
oh, they're
they
great, great
talk to you.
lemonade.
They talk to you. They really do.
Mm,
But it requires the stillness.
yeah, it
And
does.
once you connect to that stillness, you're going to want to do it more and more. And
Mm.
um, also, to the plants make you smile. She's saying because that's what they're supposed to do. It's a feel good plant.
Just like our animal companions.
Oh gosh, yes.
All right. Are the bees going extinct, and what can we do to prevent this possibility? That's really disturbing to me also.
It's she says it's quite frightening, and she says there definitely is a shortage on the bees.
Mm.
But that doesn't mean that they're disappearing and they're no longer here, because what it is they're just going somewhere else and doing their work.
But what's causing it? Like
Um,
magnetic frequencies or like something man-made, like telephone
fertilizing,
wires?
fertilizing.
Yeah. Mm.
Of course, the frequencies going around and stuff like that. Just the noise. She says
Like
the noise,
a cell phone?
all of that. She says
Oh
all of that,
gosh.
everything. Everything. And when she says that, makes me think of like when 4th of July or things like that. Everybody's letting off all those fireworks, and
Yeah.
I think
Smoke.
about the ants, even though these things can't hear, but they feel the frequency. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, and she says, she's telling me thank you. She says, because it is very disturbing.
Yeah. But do we really need killer ants? Or what do you call what are the ones that just go everywhere in your yard and just tear up stuff? Oh, I'm sorry. We need everything. I know. I'm sorry. They
Well,
need
she
each
says
other
what happened was is they got displaced
from the normal.
hundreds and hundreds of years ago.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
now they're just everywhere.
Mm. Why are orcas attacking boats? Oh, I thought it said attracted to boats. Why are they attacking? Do they think it's another orca, maybe?
No, she says they're intelligent. They know it's not another fish.
Maybe
Um,
it's you sitting on your minions to punish us for messing up the oceans, for
um,
signaling us to.
she says, they know there's a shift in the energy. They know this, they see this.
Mhm.
And she says, they do communicate with one another. They don't talk like we do, but there's a frequency. She says it's kind of like telepathically a frequency what they're talking about. And I just feel like where some of these where they're attacking the boats, that there has been some killings of whales or whatever of
Mm.
fish in the area. So they're going around and they're protecting their environment.
So if
Is
something in
what's
a boat, a man in a boat killed one, or men in a boat,
or maybe not
another
them
boat.
particularly, but there's been some disruption in the waters.
Oh, okay.
And so, of course, the engines of the boat set off a frequency
Yeah.
that's not a regular frequency, so to speak. And so these whales, I guess it's how she's showing me it's a more of a form of protection for them. And also, she's telling me sometimes it is because there are calves around.
Oh, that makes sense.
So they're protecting the babies and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Okay. How are the weather patterns changing in the next 10 years?
Well, she
Mhm.
says it's going to get pretty drastic, for a while, but then I feel like maybe on year 9, year 10, we're going to start seeing things um, evening out where things aren't in such a dreaded freeze or things aren't in
Yeah.
such a dreaded heat, because she says we're shifting frequencies. We're shifting big time.
But also, isn't there a component where your orbit changes? all a lot, over the span of hundreds, thousands, whatever years, but also the poles are also shifting too. How much of that is part of this weather change that we're seeing?
Um, she says the weather that we see, this disruptive weather, the radical changes in the weather.
Yeah.
She says that is how the planet's changing. She says it's not really, it doesn't have really anything to do with that. It's just
Okay.
because the way that's going, it's like it's taken us to a different frequency. We're not ready for that. So we're
Okay.
still wanting to stay back in, I don't know, year 300, and we're not there anymore. And we're still trying to make it all happen.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
she says, there's a lot of people here that still think that they can control everything. And
Yeah.
she's saying, and they can't. And she says, we don't intervene, but we don't go off course of where we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
She's telling me, source, the consciousness,
Yeah.
and her talked millions of years ago about bringing human life here, so to speak, to help expand consciousness.
Yeah. Okay.
And so it was doing okay. And then, things got off kilter, obviously. And so now they're having to reel us back in because we're still going to go with the plan.
Yeah. So will the poles ever flip? I mean, I know they've had maybe not in the time where we were on the earth, but it's happened before. Will that happen again? And when?
She said it will happen again if we drag our feet too long.
What do we have to do with? I mean, we're just people. I mean, how can we really affect Mother Earth? It doesn't make any sense.
She says because of how we're treating the weathers, the climates, all
But
of
that's not
this.
us make. I mean, it's you're saying, okay, you guys are not treating this well, so this is what we're going to do to try to steer you in another direction. Is that what you're saying?
Well, she says because we are doing everything opposite of what that's in alignment
Mm,
for our own nurturing good,
yeah.
it causes it's an imbalance. It's like
Okay.
things are tilting, is what she said. So they're working to get it to where it's more balanced.
Okay.
Yeah, is how she's shown me. And
That
it's
makes
it's
more
gonna
sense.
happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Now there's this stream. There, people are worried that the Gulf Stream will totally like change, and I can't remember what it's called, but it will be completely disastrous. It will like change directions or go more south, or I can't remember what it is, but is something like that in the future too? Definitely. If so,
Some radical weather. She said, yes, yes. She says that's in the future. That is definitely coming.
where's the best place to live now?
She
I mean,
says there's no
California's
one.
not.
I
We get
know. No,
hurricanes here in Texas, Florida. I mean, geez.
she says there's because it all affects everyone. She says, so where there's hurricanes, and she goes, look at what happened to the people in North
I
Carolina,
know.
and they're not even in a hurricane valley,
And then you
so to
have
speak.
tornadoes, Kansas, and all that. I'm saying the North Pole, really. And even Norway had the big, huge winter storm Hans and Gertrude or whatever. So it's just no idea.
Yeah, so she says it's about the more you get in balance
Yeah.
with yourself, the
Yeah.
less you're going to be um, imposed upon on these weathers.
Makes sense.
Just like California's fires are not affecting you personally.
Yeah, but my sister lives there, so it does.
Yeah, but it's not,
Okay.
yeah. So she's saying how, but because your sister lives there, you're helping that expansion to bring awareness as to what really caused the fires.
Okay. Now, there's a lot of activity detected on the sun lately, like solar storms and plasma storms, etc. And all of that is going to be increasing this year, apparently. Why now? Is something about to change? Does it have to do with the raising frequencies on Earth?
Well, she says everything has to do with our frequencies. And I just feel like the way she shows me, there's like a door in the sun and it's
Okay.
getting ready to open,
Hmm.
which is good.
Okay.
As I see
Well,
it,
the sun
it's
is
good.
ascending, going through its own ascension too, probably.
It is, everything is, because everything is like the way she says how everything is stationed. Erik says everything's mathematical. And
True.
so when one thing changes, other things have to change to keep everything in balance. Or because Erik says otherwise everything just go falling
Like
down.
balancing
So
chemical equations. Remember that fun?
yeah, yeah. So he said, so that's what's going on.
Okay. Uh, is the increase of natural disasters a result of the pole shifting or is a result of the increased activity on the sun? I mean, right now, or both. I don't know.
She says it's what it is. It's the aftermath us of the neglect and what we're still doing, and what she's showing me of the unnecessary drilling in the planet, the unnecessary drilling in the rock, the unnecessary drilling in the oceans, all of this stuff. She says we say we have to do it for power, for fuel, whatever. She says, but they know that there is a source of energy that can fuel us all where we don't
Yeah.
have to harm.
Point zero energy or something like that.
Yeah.
0 point energy, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was watching this thing called The Changing of the Continents or whatever, this Irish guy is doing this documentary, and it's like things change over millions of years. And here we're thinking that little old us has that big impact. I mean, there have been heat waves and ice ages and all that over and over, been cycled and cycles every 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 years. So why would we be so arrogant to think that we have so much impact? I just don't see it. I mean, we have an impact. I don't deny that. And we just stop dirtying up everything and raping mother. Sorry, I shouldn't use that word. Destroying
That's a good word,
the,
she
the
says.
land, precious land of Mother Earth, and all she has to give us. But I just can't imagine why that people think that we have so much power compared to the solar system, all these, over time. So anyway, I just want to say that you don't have to respond.
Well, she says, thank you. She goes, by which she says, back when some of these other things were taking place millions of years ago, there wasn't population like it is here now.
Yeah.
And it was needed to help my evolving, to help.
Oh,
I was
okay.
building. She says, we were building the planet, like creating the planet, like getting everything ready so that human life,
Mhm.
different life forms could live here. So she says this was all a part of it. And she says, but what's going on right now? She says, a lot of what's going on right now is due to our own ignorance
Yeah.
of what we're doing.
Like brace yourself, humanity's coming. Hide.
Well, she says that's yeah, and she says, but there are some things she says that happen, like the hurricanes or tornadoes. Some weather things are good because it's a cleansing. It's a way to wipe out and get
Well, that's
refreshed
true.
all
And
over.
rebalance energy, right?
Yes,
Sometimes
yes.
hurricanes are a good way of the pressure cookers building. You need to, unfortunately, just do it in the middle of the ocean, please. All right. Will there be a significant solar flare or some type of astrological event in the next 6 months that will be witnessed worldwide?
She said yes.
What will that be?
She says we're going to notice where there's something in the skies that's coming up, and we're going to notice it. Some of us will see it in the day, and some of us
Oh.
will see it at night. It just depends on what side of the map we're on.
Are you talking about extraterrestrials or some sort of
No, there's going to be
geographical?
like I feel like um, there's a shifting of some of the I just feel like we're going to see some movement with stars. We're going to see some movement with planets. We're
Okay.
going to we're going to start seeing some movement. Yeah. She
Okay.
said definitely you're going to see extraterrestrials around because that is, I don't know about the next 6 months. She goes, but people are already seeing that.
Oh yeah. All right. Any advice for those of those called to work with plant medicine, Mother Earth?
Ooh. Well, she says that she loves this that you asked this. She says
Well, love the person asking. Well, you love everybody. Okay, go
she
ahead.
says that there's medicine, and that was one of the things that she and consciousness and others created to have medicine on this planet to heal everything that comes about. And but that's been taken away from all of you.
Big Pharma,
And
thank you very much.
she
But
just
it has
smiled.
its reasons. Big Pharma is not all evil. Okay. But if it's
Correct.
not a profit,
When you're
then
diabetic, you need insulin.
yeah.
Yeah, so that I always just say.
Yeah.
So but she says plant medicine, and she's telling me there are a lot of practitioners who have been and are using plant medicine to heal
Mm.
many, many people.
So is there a plant that will heal or even cure or help with bipolar disease?
Absolutely.
Well, what is it?
She says there are
It doesn't have to be plant. It could be mineral. For example, there's a lot of information about lithium orotate, which is not a prescription that can help with a lot of psychiatric and physical illnesses, and that's from Mother Earth. But anyway, so
yeah.
what's best for for real total bipolar disease?
She says that well, when you were saying the minerals, she says definitely the minerals. She says if there was a blood test that could measure all of the minerals within us, because we would see how there's um, where our deficiencies are with that, and you have to have all of that balanced. So she says for bipolar, she's telling me that mm, she's showing me in South America, there's some herbs over there that are real good for bipolar, and I'm trying to get a name. It starts with a P, and I can't. I
It's
don't.
okay. Is it how many
I,
syllables? Is it bigger than a bread box?
I feel like there's 3 syllables.
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about. If you guys find it, put it in the box in the description box, the comments section, if you don't mind. Um, is there a replica of Mother Earth in the universe that functions just like our Earth here? Like a parallel Earth? Like parallel universes, parallel constellations, parallel alternate dimensions?
She's telling me there's only one her,
Mm,
one Mother Earth,
so special.
but there's many different dimensions.
Oh, okay.
So some people are privy to some of those different dimensions
Okay.
because of the work that they've done and their guides, their team, and consciousness says it's okay to show them
Yeah.
these different. So some of them might think that there's two different planets, but she's showing me there's one, but there's different dimensions.
Do you feel bad when people are killed from hurricanes and forest fires and animals and plants? Does it hurt your heart? Or is it like, ah, they're going to reincarnate anyway, so. And they had it coming to them. No, they
He
didn't.
says no, she absorbs the pain that people feel. She
Oh,
absorbs that.
okay.
It's she's kind of like mm, she's like she's showing me like the drain that has a screen over it that collects all the pain because she does
Nice.
try to help heal that as well. She
Yeah.
says no, she don't. They'll be reincarnated. She says no because she hears their cries,
Yeah.
she hears their pain, she hears all of that.
And you recycle negativity
Yes.
and negative emotions, but you don't have anything that's similar to human emotions then, right?
Your emotion is my emotion.
Oh, wow. Shivers. All right. Oh, this is cool. I love these people. Mother Earth, are you able to change form and reincarnate and be a part of the human world while also staying as Mother Earth?
No.
I didn't think so.
She
That'd
says
be
it's a
cool though.
privilege. It's a, yeah, well, she says it's a privilege and an honor to be
Oh,
given this, to become Mother Earth.
yeah. How to kindly and safely keep scorpions and snakes and wasps from coming into my yard in Texas. Yeah, what do you do? I mean, there's repellents. You don't want to poison anything because that
Yeah.
does other things to other life forms, but you also don't want to be stung and bitten and all that.
Um, she says she says there are some natural things that you can sprinkle around your house to help alleviate with some of that. She showed me like salts
Okay.
around the house, outside the house can help with that.
Like Himalayan,
Um,
pink Himalayan salt?
yeah, or just salts, she showed me. And I feel
Okay.
like, and I'm asking her the kind like you put in a, what do you call those things? Soft water system. And she's
Oh,
showing me
yeah.
yes, because she's saying you can put salt. Um, she's saying cornmeal around your
Oh,
house,
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She says you can,
Baking
and
soda mixed with cornmeal, maybe?
yeah, she
Yeah.
says a lot of that helps. Um, she's also saying something about sugar helps
Hmm.
alleviate
The
stuff.
medicine go down.
But
What about that thing where they show on TikTok a baggie with a couple of pennies in it? That's supposed to keep away bees anyway. Yeah.
huh, she she's not she says
I don't know how that works.
yeah, I don't, she's not
No, I'm
saying
saying the
yes, that
yay
works.
or nay to that.
But
Okay.
she's also saying there are shrubs, plants that you can plant around your house that repel those type of critters and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, natural things
Yeah,
like morning glories or marigold and all that stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
You just don't want to get hurt. That's it. And you don't want to kill them anyway.
Well, and she says, if they're invading your home,
Ew.
then you do have to you have to protect yourself.
Well, I'm sure, like when I see something like a wasp, I very carefully slip an index card and put a cup on and then
I
take it.
do too. I do too.
I can't kill anything. Ugh, I don't
I
like
know. And
roaches. When my husband steps on a roach. Anyway,
yeah.
let me do like one more question. Should we stop driving and flying to protect you? What if that creates frustration and keeps us from traveling and having a lot of different experiences, plus also connecting with each other? We just
She
need a
says
different type of propulsion that's not
you're
toxic.
right. Because she says, why do you want to stop progression? She says, you finally learned that you can fly
Yeah,
and move faster than your feet. You don't want to take that away from you. It's learning how to propel that with cleaner fuel, so to speak.
yeah. Well, I mean, what do the ETs fly around on? I think it's like they use like different things. Somebody said that mercury and it creates anti-gravity or when they do something with it. I don't know. But
Yeah, she's shown me they don't use a liquid, like
yeah,
gasoline like we use in that. And what happens is because you're not needing that, you don't need all those other engine parts either.
yeah. And the fuel that it takes to make those. It seemed like hydroelectric is probably the best, most clean. Is that right?
She says it is, but there's still other energy that can be used.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we still need a generator to, there's still fossil fuels somehow involved. And is fossil fuels involved with electric cars too? Because, you have to make the seats and the plastic and all that. It's just a never, what is the next big energy? Is it hydrogen fuel cells, helium? I don't know, fusion, not fission, probably. Anything? The next step?
She says it's already here. It's not like we don't have that. She says it's already here.
Okay.
It's just a matter of when we are ready to bring that into our consciousness.
Okay.
And she says, there is a whole nother level of people that are here that are getting ready, and they're going to start tapping into more of what other types of fuels that is here.
I'm
And
sure
I
we already
just,
have reverse
we,
technology. We know from the aliens, I'm sure. But go ahead.
yeah, we just do. I mean, it's, she's saying like the 3D printer. She says that's been here. That information
Cool.
was here. It's been here longer than us humans been here, but we are finally now to where we could tap into it.
Yeah, interesting. So, last question. What minerals are we deficient in? I hear lithium is a big one, and those places with low lithium in the groundwater have the highest suicide, depression, chronic illnesses like obesity, aging, dementia, just a bunch of stuff. But so that's true. It's in many places all over especially the developed world, because we've depleted it in the soil and therefore the groundwater. And then there's magnesium that we're deficient in, apparently. Is that
Yes.
so? So maybe taking magnesium Epsom salt baths would help.
She said yes. And and she said that magnesium is good for the earth to put it in your yard.
Good. Yeah, Epsom salts. I'll put it in my flower bed
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah. She says that's
when I
really
used to
good
have
for the,
time.
but
Uh,
she says she says one of the good rules to know what you're deficient in or what you need more of is what these foods claim they give you.
okay.
So there's a lot of foods that say they give you, there's calcium in this, there's
Yeah. But they might be
magnesium,
lying. I really want
there's
to know from
vitamin
the
D.
mama's mouth. What are we deficient in, most of us in the developed world?
Well, that's what she's saying. What those foods or drinks saying they're giving you, those are the things you're deficient in. So go find out the source, where to get it from, not what they're selling you. Where can you go get that from?
Yeah. Are we mostly deficient in things like calcium, iodide? I mean, what others? Magnesium and lithium. That's all I got. Anything else?
And she says vitamin D, but it's not so
Oh,
much that
yes. Yeah.
we're not, it's not so
Yeah.
much that we're deficient in them. It's the stuff you're digesting into your body that is
Oh,
stopping the absorption
oh,
of
yeah.
that you're bringing in.
All right. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, Denise Ramon.
Oh,
Check
thank
her
you.
out do you want to add anything else, Denise or Eric? Do you want to, or Mother Earth, do you want to?
Erik says, as you said, everything is from Mother Earth.
Yeah, amazing.
And just give appreciation
Yeah.
to one thing once a day.
And without
The
expecting anything
air,
in
the
return.
air, the
Yeah.
air.
Is that considered part of you, Mother Earth?
She said, of course.
I guess the atmosphere, yeah.
Yeah, everything. She says, because I was in the designing. I helped design
Wow.
myself.
Oh, that's cool. Who's your favorite planet?
Um,
Well, we all have this.
when you said that right away, I heard Venus.
Oh, of course. You girls. All right. Well, thank you, Denise. Thank you, Eric. I love all you guys out there. Please give Mother Earth a thumbs up and hit the subscribe and notification bell, because we're going to have part 2, 3, and 5 probably. So, all right.
Awesome.
Thank you. Bye, Denise.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.